Here on the table I have many of the things from Patricia Sonksen's detection scale. Let's look at each one in turn. Here is the Tinsel Ball. So this was homemade, as you probably would guess, and in the centre there's a polystyrene ball and it's been covered in tinsel and thread has been attached from the top, as you can see. So you'll remember from Patricia Sonksen's scale, there is a handout on the Learn page, that when you're presenting this it should be again at around 30 centimetres and it should be spinning as well. And things that are shiny look as if they're moving, so they capture attention really rather well. So that is the Tinsel Ball. Also, if you think about it, when we are outside, perhaps in the summer, and there's a fly, if it's near our face, we notice the movement first of all. So that's why it should be spinning and there should be a thread attached. The next item is the black and yellow Pom Pom. It's quite old. Like the Tinsel Ball, it's met a few children and been grabbed a few times, which is great, but it's probably seen better days, it has to be said. Now, I was holding them up together there. I'm going to do that again, and they are roughly about the same diameter. That's what you want, because we're only going to change one variable at a time, like in any good science experiment. So we're changing the material, but we're not going to change the shape or the size. So as with the Tinsel Ball, it starts off spinning, again held 30 centimetres, and see if you can attract attention. You shouldn't be speaking to the child when you're doing this. It's just the lure itself should be the guide. So there we go, Tinsel Ball. The next item is this yellow airflow ball, and it was a ball like this that Patricia Sonksen did have in her kit, and you can start off with it spinning. So you can see that the diameter is smaller than the black and yellow ball. And there's also on her scale that does the child notice the ball when it is still. So that's a different skill in itself. Obviously, don't just present one after the other, because there may be visual memory going on there as well. The next item, which I don't have, is the yellow cube of, I think it's 1.25 centimetres or something like that. I actually don't have one of those, but it's easy. If you can make friends with someone in your technical department of your local high school to get them to give you a little piece of cut of wood and then paint it yellow. The next set of items, we've got Smarties. Now, I have a confession to make. I forgot to get a brand new packet and found these tucked at the back of the drawer. They're somewhat out of date, so certainly won't be eating them, but it should be a yellow Smartie. I think the yellow one's gone rather unfetching colour, although that may have been brown, but I've got a pink one just to there as well. But when you're doing the assessment, it should be a yellow Smartie. The next item here, if you can read the bottle, it's a saccharin tablet, and here it is. The next thing is a Hermesita, and here it is here on the table. And the final thing here, it's actually not a speck of dirt, it's a single hundred and thousand. And there it is, there. Now, it came from this container right here. Please note that it is one of the tiny little round ones, as you can see. It's not one of these ones here. That's a string, and it's not the same. So it's just one single little white bead from the decoration, the cake decoration there. Now, Patricia Sonksen advocated that it should be done on a piece of green baize. I don't have that, and so what I use instead is this piece of blue cloth, which is actually a pillowcase. So it very neatly folds up, goes in your bag. You can get a piece of green felt material if you wish, but this dark colour works just as well and is of equally good contrast. So I'm just going to remind you, if you haven't watched the video on the minimal detection test, this is how Patricia Sonksen advocates that you do this assessment. So you can do this with the brick as well as the Smartie, the Saccharin, the Hermesita, and the single, 100 and 1000. So here we are. So again, you'll be starting off with the Smartie, and I've got the Saccharin tablet here in my hand. I've got it underneath my thumb, and when you start off, you show the Smarties, must be a yellow Smartie, show it to the child and go, and get their attention. She suggests you go, oh, sweetie. Does work rather well because I have tried this on with a few children. And then you're going to start. I come around this side, hopefully you're going to see. You start on the left-hand side, you move your hand across, let go, and drop, and keep your hand moving. I'm going to show that once again. I hope you could see it. You don't need to go straight. You can go straight across, just like that. Hope you saw that. Or indeed, you can move your hand up and down, and then drop it. And then you're watching to see how the child reaches for that item or looks for it. You have to make sure you've got their attention first, and you obviously don't want to see them doing this sort of thing. You want to see the hand going straight to it. Remember, you can then measure these items, but not and record what was the minimum that the child could see. However, if you're making recommendations for size of object, for line width, etc., you would not choose the smallest that the child could see. I do like this test, although the Vincent Minimal Detection test is very good as well. If you do have children who are likely to put things in their mouth, this is better. Obviously, you do need to check in case there's any allergies, diabetes and so on, but you don't have the problem of trying to take plastic counters out of children's mouths, and that's not really very pleasant for you or them. So easy to make and to acquire most of the things, and I really would encourage you to give it a go.